What's that sound?
Oh, that's the meditating machine. Yeah, helps you meditate.
Is it working right now? The way it should?
Guess so. Technical checked all the connections when they wired us.
Are these things, are they on the way they should be?
Let me see. Turn your head up. Yeah, they're the same as mine.
How come there are only 3 electrodes? I thought there'd be more.
Oh, that's the Freudian tri-level. There's one for each level. See, the electrodes pick out and record the different levels that go on while we're meditating. There's the I level, the E level, and the SE level.
Wait a minute. The I, the E, the S, what's that?
Oh, that stands for the id, the ego, and the superego. Simple. Yeah, you get different kinds of meditation with each level. The superego comes off as some pretty high class, actually, some often pretty snooty ideas to think about. Something to mull over in your meditator.
Oh, I see. Guess that's why they call it super.
You got it. But most of what goes on with the ego. That's the level that most of what's happening happens on. There's a lot of I, a lot of me. You know? That's the ego level. And of course the bottom level. The bottom level is the id.
What's with the id?
Well, I don't know too much about the id. Something. Well, sometimes if your id gets out of control, or if you think about anything you don't want to think about, your id can lose it.
Oh. What happens then?
Your id can flip. And when you flipped your lid, you flipped your id. It's that simple. And that complicated. Flipping your id. What are you thinking about right now? What thoughts are slipping up and down in your mind? Actually, I was thinking about email.
Email?
Cyberspace. And all the emails that are replacing snail mail. I get email from a guy out in somewhere on the West Coast. Bots is his name. He'll make up emails that have nothing to do with reality. They're just they're total imaginary fictions.
Should have been a writer.
And he'll send me pictures. He sent me a snapshot of himself and his wife and a welfare Rolls Royce that they have. And a snowflaked tiger in his backyard. Yeah, bottomly. Sounds like a jester out of Shaky. He's created so many delightful fantasies for me to play with in my forgetful brain. Bots That hot tub incident you referred to is a fiction. It must have taken place in a dream some 43 years ago, when I was a mere 34 years old. Whatever happened, if it did happen, is outside my ken. I do have flashes, flashback flashes. If indeed, in fact, it did happen, that it's you and me and someone whose name I forget, in a bar called the Wooden Shoe that's no longer there. It was a neighborhood bar for lonely, aging Belgian janitors who played some kind of a game like a bocce ball in the back room. Had bows and arrows that they shot for prizes in a target. And there we were, Bots, you with your virtuosity of mimicry, imitating one of the patrons sitting at the bar. Anything the guy at the bar did, you copied it exactly. And he took offense at the fun you were having. And we were asked to leave. And me shouting back as we left, "Of such is the kingdom of heaven." Yeah, the email is a wonderful way to communicate. Everyone should have their own email address. I have two of them. One is ken@wordjazz.com, and the other is Nordine@wordjazz.com. Whoever thought the world would come to www.
Look, there's a spider. See it?
Bots? Now you've done it. She's gone. Run off to Vietnam with the 88-year-old gardener, Tee.
There's a spider.
A good year for spiders. Or so it so seems. Incessantly weaving such gossamer schemes as should make one wonder what blueprint within instinctively causes a spider to spin. And look, how lovely. The glint of the sun is gracing with highlights the web being spun. Dear God of all spiders, please hear this small prayer. Is spidery heaven one infinite snare? Will there be gravity so food will fall by? Have you ever tasted a blue bottle fly? Never had scorpion? Do they have a god? Ticks, you might fancy, but the flavor is odd. But not quite as odd as gregarious gnats, who fly into trouble when ravenous bats, with senses all heightened, go Dracula stark, and quick eat up tasty lost gnats in the dark. I wonder if spiders would like eating mites, those juicy small monsters who louse up the nights of asthmatic sleepers allergic to waste. Spiders might like mites and get used to the taste. Spiders do what they must in spidery nets. Intrinsic insiders who cover all bets with polymer silver that they gossamer spin and wait for some dinner that soon may drop in. Yeah, a good year for spiders. Wonder if spiders ever get the blues. Do yous? I got the you don't love me, but I love you blues. Yeah.
You don't love me, but you don't love me. You don't love me. You don't love me.
Yeah, let me tell you, I got the you don't love me, but I love you blues. I got the don't love me, but I love you blues. I love your eyebrows. I love your big toe. I love what's making your fingernails grow. I love your front teeth and the molars in back. I love what causes your knuckles to crack. Love your two eyeballs, your earlobes and wrists. I love the way tear ducts can make your eyes mist. I love the soft wrinkles at the edge of your eyes. I love the way you wiggle your thighs. But you don't love me, even though I love you. I got the why don't you pay attention to me blues. 'Cause I love everything there's to love about you, but you don't care a bit whatever I do. You go your own way, and you don't talk to me. Gee, I love you. Pay attention to me. I love your eyebrows. I love your big toe. I love what's making your fingernails grow. I love your front teeth and the molars in back, and whatever causes your knuckles to crack. I love your elbows, your earlobes and wrists. I love the tear ducts that make your eyes mist. Yeah, I got the you don't love me, but I love you blues. Such an old story, ain't the one that I choose. Yeah, got the you don't love me, but I love you blues. I wish I could tell you So you could tell me what everything's up to. Elementally, I mean. Ever look at the table of elements? I do. One of my favorites is oxygen. That's just 'cause I'm a breather, I guess. Hydrogen is all right. Of course, you know how hydrogen is. Amazing what it's up to all over the place. Making an H of itself. And what's even more than amazing is that it's not only all over the place, it's all over the place at once. Ubiquitously omnipresent, that's what it is. Sorry to say so, but what the H, that's H's nature. Look anywhere you want to look. And there, no matter where, you'll see how much hydrogen there is. Too much. Some of the others, not mentioning names, feel somewhat slighted. Kind of overlooked, almost left with a sense of ho-hum. What can you do? H is the way it has to be. True. I think so. Oh, I was talking with O about hydrogen, who was lapping up everything I had to say. O is oxygen's nickname. Everyone breathes a little easier with O around, don't you? But O was telling me something I didn't know. Or if I did know, I'd forgotten. Seems that O, and not one but two H's, got married. Two H's and one O. Of course, they turned into H2O, which is pretty nice. How about a glass of water, huh? Some nice ice cubes? Hey, don't mind if I do. Well, drink a toast to whoever. Yeah. We'll drink a toast to whatever. Never married two hydrogens with one oxygen to give you and me this liquid we call water, and these solids we call ice cubes. Don't they look cool? Let's drink a toast to thirst. Wonder who thought of thirsty? Hey, did you ever put magnesium into water? Magnesium likes to be playful. It thinks of itself as a clown, or maybe a whirling that's dervish, who loves to go spinning round. Magnesium can be unstable, a show-off, if ever there was. You should have seen the scene that was made. They say that it caused quite a buzz. Seems that it lost the balance it had by whirling a little too fast. Oops. It fell down and into a glass. A splash of a watery blast. H2O said, "Oh, no, no, no." Magnesium sputtered like mad as something within it exploded. A volatile finish, too bad. The moral, if really there is one, is don't lose your grip on the ground. You never can tell when you're whirling. Watch out. Watch out, or you won't be around. Oh, there's another guy near. Magnesium. Ever hear of molybdenum? Oh, molybdenum. 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 Molybdenum, you're not as dumb as some would think. You play a role as strange, I'd say, as lithiums for over-busy brains. Maybe stranger, from what I've heard. I've heard it said behind your back that you've become a cult of sorts. An additive that kind of courts with alchemy. Molybdenum. A sort of cure for deep fatigue from loss of sleep, preventing yawns and other signs like drooping lids and muscle aches. Molybdenum. It's also said you help the brain remember stuff too quick forgot. But only if we take enough. There's a rub one can't ignore. Alternatives in medicine are vague at best, and sometimes dumb. Could be true of molybdenum. Because no one knows how much it takes, or what it does to do the trick. Molybdenum. I hope you never make the taker sick. Oh, there was an element named after my wife, Beryl. Beryllium. Beryllium. You're something not well understood. You can be as toxic as hemlock is in wood. Or maybe not that poisonous. Deadly just enough. Making hypochondriacs feel that life is much too rough. Funny how you hit the lungs. Whappo, short of breath. Beryllium diseases might result in death. Don't know if you give a damn, but that hacking cough, if it does persist for weeks, you'll be shoveling off. Go and see your doctor quick. Put your lungs at ease. If the doc says, oh my God, must be bee disease, beryllium has struck you. Is there any hope? Can the drugstore help you now? Go and get some dope. Take anti-beryllium, 4 tablets a day, then call me in the morning. You won't pass away. Oh, thank you, Doc. Oh, thank you. You sure know your Merc. Now I'm breathing easier. Your prescriptions do the work. Beryllium is chronic. Sometimes it's acute. You got well, thank goodness me. Go have yourself a toot. Go on out and paint the town every shade of red. Beryllium can't get you. You got well instead. Watch out for beryllium wherever you are. It can louse up your breathing and cause loud catarrh. Yeah, beryllium is something not well understood. It can be as toxic as hemlock is in wood. Look. What are you looking at? A grain of sand. Ever look at a grain of sand? Close up, I mean. As close as you can get. To see it through the lens of a high-power microscope. Looks a lot like a huge boulder, doesn't it? Like something that could have been around millions of years ago. No, maybe it'd have to have been longer than that. Long before it had any idea of becoming what it is now, a grain of sand. Way back then, it could have broken loose as a boulder from some now long-gone mountain, and from its precarious height gone crashing down the mountainside into some primordial ocean. Kerplash. Just another of the unrecorded events happening all over the place before there was any history. What a splash, this tiny part, this boulder of the mountain. What a splash it must have made before it had any idea what a grain of sand was. Kerplash. It broke the surface of what unmapped primordial sea and sank out of sight. There it was, on the bottom, with what kind of fish swimming by it? And how long did it take for it to become what it is now? How many eons of hungry waves to chew it down to size? Yeah. How long does it take to become a grain of sand? Or if you think about it the other way around, how long would it take a grain of sand, assuming, of course, that it had a sense of its own identity, to figure out that what it is a tiny piece of what we call beach? And then, what if? Now, here's a mighty big if for such a small fact as our little grain of sand to if its way through. What if it could figure out what beaches are all about? And if it could, let's allow a momentary suspension of disbelief. If it could hypothecate beach, do you think it could make that unbelievable inductive leap and even imagine the ocean it once splashed into as a boulder those uncountable eons ago? Let me tell you, for a tiny grain of sand like the one we're staring at right now, for it first to figure out beach and then to figure out ocean, now that would be a genius grain of sand. Either that, or it could be that long-gone mountain, if you want to imagine the impossible. Why not? Is somewhere in mountain heaven, remembering losing a boulder that was worn down into a tiny grain of sand. How many mountain eons ago? Come to think of it, how long is an eon anyway?
If you'd like a CD of what you've just heard, you can get one by calling 1-800-327-6986. Ask for program number 81. The toll-free number again is 1-800-327-6986. Program number 81. For a catalog of what's available, the email address is nordine@wordjazz.com. Oh, tell a friend to listen.